Dear Alexander, we are very happy to see you among our speakers at the conference Marine and Cargo Insurance. Could you tell us what you are going to speak about?
Well, first of all, I would like to present our company, which would give you a better idea on what we present, what our role is in today's international transport. I represent SHIPNEXT. SHIPNEXT is a digital international marketplace which is developing in a network. This network allows different players of the transport industry to interconnect, therefore creating a very open, transparent environment. SHIPNEXT today connects shipping companies to ports, terminals, exporters, importers, banking platforms, and insurance companies in a very transparent ecosystem where they can connect, they can exchange documents, and they can exchange information. Because SHIPNEXT is an algorithm-based solution, it is transparent and it is scalable. And this is the way forward in today's diverse, international, multilingual environment, which is split over 24 time zones.
Alexander, what do you think about the distributed ledger? There are many companies involved in its development. Do you support new technologies in insurance?
Distributed ledger today is a very important technology. It is not going anywhere. The hype connected to digital currencies has passed, but the technology stays and it is scaling. Not many, though, understand what it actually means. Our solution that includes distributed ledger and blockchain as such is built around a smart contract and is built around the supply chain of commodity and other goods. The first solution which we introduced using blockchain technology is an electronic bill of lading, which signifies a smart contract. The way we structure it is by including all the parties related to a certain smart contract from the start, from the appearance of the cargo and its need to move from point A to point B, and including the companies that are involved in its transportation, including a shipping company which organically moves into the contract, where they agree on a certain contract with its terms and conditions, where we include satellite tracking companies in the movement of the ship to the point where the cargo is loaded, including the terminal where the cargo is loaded, the port where the cargo is loaded, insurance company, and the survey company that all surround the process of creating an electronic bill of lading. For this reason, for example, we have signed a partnership agreement with Spire, a company which provides us with satellite data. We continue signing agreements with individual terminals and ports. We did sign an agreement with Cotecna, which is a very well-known international surveyor company. And the whole ecosystem of companies can be involved in creating this reliable, transparent document, which we call electronic bill of lading. Therefore, giving it to different players surrounding the smart contract, including banks, insurance companies, customs officers, and other organizations, which serve as a distributed ledger. And because they all are involved in the process and they all store the same document, including the satellite provider, data provider, including the terminal, they all know that indeed this ship has loaded this particular cargo on that date, and this information is then stored in the bill of lading. The way all these companies come to the point of creating an electronic bill of lading is very transparent. It's algorithm-based in many cases, and therefore this document is a very reliable document to be used for further freight transfer. This is our this is what we dedicate to the blockchain technology in today's transportation. Our next phase is using blockchain technology to move cargo from point A to point B within the supply chain management system. If you know, today commodity traders and commodity related exporters, importers, they would like to build a blockchain-based supply chain. This means they have to monitor and trace the whole process of moving commodity from the beginning to the end, to the final consumer, starting from purchase of fertilizers, purchase of seeds, harvesting, storage of cargo at silos or terminals, throughout the supply chain or transportation, which includes our smart contract, and down to the final last mile delivery. So our role in this process is taking the cargo in a very transparent and secure manner from the port of loading or the silo down to the silo, the port of discharge, and beyond. And of course, this is one part of the supply chain, and it is one or several smart contracts related to this process.
What are you working on nowadays?
The problem of building a digital solution today is that different players of the international supply chain or trade misunderstand the concept of supply chain or transportation or shipping. They all get mixed in these terms. Shipping is not the sale of commodity. Supply chain does not only relate to last mile delivery or the sale of goods. Supply chain is a very complicated process of moving commodity or or finished products from point A to the final consumer. This can be moving of commodity or minerals or iron ore, steel, semi-finished steel or finished steel to produce a car. To produce a car, you also need different spare parts. And then the final car has its own supply chain. So you cannot limit the notion of supply chain or transportation to just the last mile delivery. The way we structure our solution, ShipNext, is building an algorithm. Without an algorithm, there is no transparency, because you and I have to have transparent rules to interconnect, to be interoperable. And this algorithm started from the simpler model of moving one commodity from one port of loading to one port of discharge, moving into parceling, where several commodities, several cargoes can be moved from several ports of loading to several places of discharge, and finally into containerized and other small parcel delivery. Without this, there can be no transparent environment in transportation. This algorithm can then help us structure the environment into a reliable and traceable ecosystem, where every party has a proof of ownership to its own infrastructure, meaning a ship owner is traceable behind the ship, cargo owner is traceable behind a cargo, terminal or any other player of the international transport ecosystem can be linked to its own relationship to the supply chain process. This is how ShipNext is structured, and we are now working on this algorithm. We develop it further into containerized and parcel delivery. We connect parties to the process of creating an electronic bill of lading. We are connecting different digital solutions to our ecospace, and therefore we are creating a very reliable network which will make sure that international insurance, freight transactions, delivery is secure and reliable. These are the topics that we will raise during the International Conference on Marine and Cargo Insurance in Antwerp this year. We will be talking about international insurance, the role of smart contracts or electronic bills of lading in today's supply chain and transportation. And I welcome everybody who will attend to discuss this topic.